The crystalline halls of the Valorian space station hummed with anticipation. Thousands of alien dignitaries from across the galaxy had gathered for the most prestigious event of the century, the Deathworld Gala. Tonight's main attraction was unprecedented, a human from Earth, the legendary Deathworld that had recently joined the Galactic Federation. Alexa stood backstage, her heart pounding as she adjusted the silver gown that had been provided for her. She was a xenobiologist who had volunteered for this unusual cultural exchange, but nothing could have prepared her for the reality of being auctioned to become a diplomatic companion for one of the galaxy's most powerful entities. The highest bidder would gain humanity's representative for a full standard year. "You're certain about this?" Knox asked, appearing beside her. The security officer had been assigned to protect her throughout this mission, and his jaw was tight with concern. His dark eyes scanned the crowd beyond the curtain, creatures with tentacles, beings made of pure energy, crystalline entities that refracted light in impossible ways. "It's diplomacy," Knox, Alexa replied, though her voice wavered slightly. "Earth needs allies. This is how we prove our value, by selling yourself, by showing them what humans are capable of." She met his gaze steadily. "We survived Earth, a planet they consider a Category 9 death world. They need to understand what that means." The announcement echoed through the chamber in a dozen languages simultaneously. Alexa's name reverberated across the vast space, and she stepped through the shimmering barrier onto the auction platform. The crowd fell silent. She stood in a spotlight, surrounded by darkness punctuated by thousands of alien eyes. Some glowed, some reflected light in ways that defied physics, and some existed in spectrums she couldn't even perceive. The auctioneer, a serpentine being called Sreth, raised what passed for its hand. "Behold, a specimen from Earth, survivor of gravitational forces that would crush most species, immune to toxins that would fell a Draxian warrior, possessing the endurance to traverse distances that would exhaust our finest athletes. What say you, honored guests?" The bidding began cautiously. A Thronian merchant offered 10,000 credits, a modest sum, but then a Vex Corporation representative countered with 100,000. The numbers climbed rapidly. 500,000. Roared a massive Kragath warlord, his forearms flexing aggressively. 1,000,000 credits. Came a melodic voice from a celestial choir representative, their form shimmering with barely contained energy. Alexa maintained her composure, but inside, her mind raced. These weren't just bids, they were statements of power. Whoever won her would gain immense prestige. Knox watched from the wings, his fists clenched. He'd argued against this mission from the start, but orders were orders. Still, seeing Alexa standing there like some prize made his blood boil with a very human emotion. "Protectee. V Rage, 10,000,000 credits." The bid came from the Zarkoth Dominion, a militaristic empire that controlled 12 sectors. The crowd gasped, a sound that translated across species as pure shock. Sreth's eyes widened. 10,000,000. "Do we have 50,000,000 credits?" The voice was quiet, but carried absolute authority. Every being in the chamber turned to locate its source. A figure emerged from the shadows, tall, humanoid but definitely not human. Knox recognized the insignia immediately: the Council of Apex Predators, a legendary group comprising the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The bidder was a Zereth Prime, a species from a world even more hostile than Earth. "I am Varash," the being announced, "and I claim this human not for servitude, but for partnership. We of the Apex Council recognize what others merely speculate about, that humans are not curiosities. They are survivors, warriors, beings who conquered their world not through submission, but through adaptation." The chamber erupted in controversy. Alexa felt the weight of galaxies pressing down on her shoulders. But then Knox did something completely against protocol. He stepped onto the platform beside her. "With respect, Varash of the Apex Council," Knox said, his voice carrying across the stunned silence. "You can't purchase what isn't for sale," Sreth hissed in confusion. "Security. This mail is not—" "I'm human," Knox interrupted. "Just like her. And I'm here to tell all of you something important." He turned to face the assembled aliens, and Alexa saw the fierce determination in his eyes. "You're thinking about this all wrong." He reached out and took Alexa's hand. "You see one human and think you can understand us by studying her, owning her, controlling her. But that's not how humans work. We're stronger together. We survived because we cooperate, we adapt, and we never, he emphasized the word, never abandon each other. Varash studied them both for a long moment. Then, impossibly, he left a sound like grinding stones. Fascinating. Even now, when separated, when facing the most powerful beings in the galaxy, you unite. This is the Deathworld instinct we sought to understand. He stepped closer to the platform. I withdraw my bid, not because I cannot pay, but because this human, he gestured to Nox, has proven the point we needed proven. Humans cannot be owned. They can only be allied with. The Celestial Choir representative chimed in agreement. Perhaps the auction was the wrong approach. What if we instead proposed a partnership with all of humanity? Alexa felt tears prick her eyes. Nox's reckless gamble had worked. He'd turned her potential servitude into something else entirely. A demonstration of humanity's greatest strength. Sreth looked flustered, but nodded slowly. Very well. Let it be known that humanity stands as equals, not commodities. The Deathworld Gala has concluded with an unprecedented outcome. As the chamber erupted in discussion, Alexa turned to Nox. You just threw away your career. He grinned. Worth it. She squeezed his hand. Thank you. That's what humans do, Nox replied. We look out for each other. Maybe that's the real reason we survived Earth, not because we're tough individually, but because together we're unstoppable. As they left the platform hand in hand, the galaxy watched and learned what it truly meant to come from a death world. It wasn't about surviving alone. It was about refusing to let anyone face the darkness by themselves.